Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and in this episode, I'm continuing my recap of the Diary of a River Song. And in this episode, I'm going to be covering the Diary of a River Song Series 5 to Series 8, so that kind of the second third of the Diary of a River Song range, which is actually a completed range of Big Finish. It isn't having any more releases. For a very good reason, which we'll get onto actually at the end of the next episode, and more in depth in 2 episodes' time. So, obviously, that's kind of, yeah. So, let's start off by me recording this episode on the 28th of February 2026, obviously the final day of February 2026. So, from March, which you will have lived through, that the podcast went down to 5 episodes a week, which is for me is the future, so it's very complicated. And then from April 2026 onwards, 3 episodes a week. So yeah, let's get on with the Diary of a River Song, starting off with the Diary of a River Song Series 5, which was released in January 2019. Here's the synopsis. The Doctor isn't the only Time Lord River runs into on her travels up and down the timeline. The Master, in all of his or her guises, also has a checkered history with Professor Song. And whenever they meet, it's a close call as to who comes out on top. It's something River must get used to. There are 3 people in her marriage, at the very least. We start off with the Bechdel test, written by Jonathan Morris. Back at the start of her imprisonment, Dr. Song becomes a guinea pig for an innovative new security system, but it's her fellow prisoners she needs to be most wary of, because it's early days for Mrs. 2. The Doctor is dead and she's outraged that somebody else killed him first. We then have Animal Instinct, written by Roy Gill. On a world where vicious beasts stalk ancient ruins, Professor Song teaches a student the finer points of archaeology. But then she meets an incarnation of the Master who is desperate to survive. And if they're going to escape this place alive, they all must work together. We then have The Lifeboat and The Death Boat, written by Eddie Robson. Stranded in the vortex, a father and daughter do their best to survive, living on a salvage in a ramshackle vessel. Elsewhere, an obsessive ship's captain hunts down a vengeful monster, whatever the cost, and River is caught between them, uncovering an old enemy in the most unexpected new guise. And then we finish off the set with Concealed Weapon, written by Scott Hancock. A deep space exploration mission nears its end when suddenly the crew starts to die. River must try to protect her colleagues and work out what else is on board their ship. Something is stalking them, and the deadliest master of all has his own plans for River Song. This set was recorded on the 27th of November 2017, as well as the 12th, 13th and 16th of March 2018. It was recorded in a similar time to Series 4, which is why there was a slightly shorter gap between those series. And this set stars Alex Kingston as River Song, Michelle Gomez as Missy, Jeffrey Beavers, Eric Roberts, and Derek Jacobi as various incarnations of the Master, which I'll get into. But before I do spoil the event of the Diary of River Song Series 5, here's the trailer.
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions, The Diary of River Song, Series 5.
Hello, sweetie.
Who are you?
A huge admirer of your work.
I'm sorry, I've clearly got the wrong person.
Oh, don't tell me. I'm not the Time Lord you were hoping for. Amazing what you can do with a soil sensor if you're a technical genius.
You turned it into a weapon?
You have fallen into my trap, Doctor.
Well, the terminal's gone out of sync.
Oh, great. We're all going to die because your Wi-Fi won't connect. Hurry up!
Unless you wish a blast of radiation to the face, Professor Song, allow me to work unhindered. Without it, I can never leave this place.
Not my problem, Master.
Do you realize how many people have tried to kill me? The Daleks did kill me, and here I am. There's a box down there full of bowling balls.
Good grief. Remind me to ask you why it felt necessary to bring these across time and space to the Triassic period? Because if I knew who you really are.
Bravo.
So lovely seeing you again.
Oh, no, you don't! Not after what you've done here!
Big Finish. We love stories.
Forget the mind games. Just tell me, what are you doing?
What I do best, my dear, winning.
that was the trailer for the Diary of River Song Series 5. And actually, before I get into the episodes in this set more in depth, the Diary of River Song Series 5 kind of has connections to Series 2, because you'll remember, if you listened or watched to the last Diary of River Song recap part, the last episode, that kind of I mentioned that Series 2 was the only box set to feature 2 incarnations of the Doctor. And obviously in this set we get 4 incarnations of the Master. So let's start off with the Bechdel test, written by Jonathan Morris, which is definitely, there are 2 stories in this set that I prefer over so I prefer the bookend stories to the middle stories, because they feature masters that I'm aware of. Obviously this episode featuring Michelle Gomez's Master, and the final story featuring Derek Jacobi's War Master. So Missy kind of, we've not ever seen or heard any interactions between River and Missy, which is kind of the highlight of the Bechdel test written by Jonathan Morris. They're both believing that they care about the Doctor more, really, and kind of following that. And then we have Animal Instinct, written by Royal Gill, which is the episode that features Geoffrey Beaver's incarnation of the Master. Kind of in that, as you see on the cover, in that state. Then we have The Lifeboat and the Deathboat, written by Eddie Robson, which is the episode that features Eric Roberts, Master, who was seen for the only time on TV in the 1996 TV movie. So obviously that's 30 years old this year. So it's I think this was the first time I've ever heard Eric Roberts' Master. I don't think I'd heard him in anything else. I think that was the same with Geoffrey Beaver's Master. Then we have Concealed Weapon, written by Scott Hancock, which is the story that features Derek Jacobi's War Master, and I think it's definitely one of the darker episodes of the set, because the Diary of River Song range doesn't go as dark as, say, Torchwood. It doesn't have a content warning, essentially. It just kind of focuses on being a bit lighter, but can go into darker places that you wouldn't find in the Doctor Adventures, really, and kind of the War Master being truly evil. But yeah, that's it for the Diary of River Song Series 5. So let's move on to, guess what, the Diary of River Song Series 6, which was released in August 2019. So that makes 2019 following 2018's suit of kind of having multiple box sets released that year. And here's the synopsis. River Song has many ways to amuse herself away from her husband, and with access to the Doctor's diary, she knows exactly when he might be around and when best to slip in unnoticed and liberate valuable trinkets. But first of all, she must ensure he makes it out of Totter's Lane alive. We start off with An Unearthly Woman, written by Matt Fitton. Coal Hill School has a new member of staff, an educated woman who seems to have specialised in every subject. Meanwhile, teachers Ian Chesterton and Barbara Wright have concerns over the behaviour of one of their pupils. Susan Foreman is intrigued by Dr. Song, but something else is stalking her in the darkness and fog of London 1963. We then have The Web of Time, written by John Dorney. The capital has been evacuated. Monsters stalk the underground for River. It's the perfect opportunity to steal a priceless artwork, so long as she can avoid looters, soldiers, and an alien invasion. With the gallant Captain Knight at her side, River faces the great intelligence and its Yeti army, but her biggest challenge may be keeping time itself on track. We then have Peep Show, written by Guy Adams, no connection to the Channel 4 sitcom. Miniscope parts fetch quite a price on the open market. Luckily, River knows where she can find one that's about to be decommissioned. Unfortunately, this particular miniscope is chock full of aliens as well as unsuspecting Earthlings. River must face a carnival of monsters before she can claim her prize across miniature habits. Ogron, Sontarans and Drashigs await. We then finish off the set with The Talents of Greel, written by Paul Morris. River visits Victorian London on the trail of anachronistic technology, but when young women are stolen from the street, she takes a stand. River's investigation leads to theatre impersonatio, not the way it was meant to pronounce that word, certainly not. Henry Gordon Jago and his latest star act, Lee Henshing Chang and the unnerving Mr. Singh. But if River's going undercover at the Palace Theatre, she needs to have a song. This set was recorded on the 10th and 20th of September, as well as the 10th of October and 30th of November 2018, and stars Alex Kingston as River Song, Claudia Grant as Susan Foreman, Jamie Glover as Ian Chesterton, Gemma Powell as Barbara Wright. I think that's it for the main cast, yeah. Oh, and Don Starkey as the Sontaran. So before I spoil the events of the Diary of River Song Series 6, here's the trailer.
Oh, sorry to startle you. I've been assigned to Totter's Lane, temporarily. WPC Pond.
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions, The Diary of River Song, Series 6.
Call me River.
Really? An unusual name. Almost Romany.
Nah, well, that's what we call aerobics.
That was fun, this song.
What sort of gun is that?
A very good one. But sadly, it won't hold them back forever.
So what do we do?
We haven't got time for this.
Silence!
She's trying to save you. She's space animal welfare.
I said silence!
Sir! Sir, they're headed this way.
Get back!
Open fire!
Did somebody call for the cavalry?
Professor Song, seize her!
She must not escape!
Henry?
Miss Song, are you following me?
Mr. Jago and
River Song.
Chang.
You get here earlier and earlier, Chang.
Well, you know what I always say. If in doubt, shoot it.
Big Finish. We love stories.
The audience is crying out. Please hear this stark entreaty.
I'm listening. It's flattering, but nothing doing, sweetie. I cannot wait. I have to go. Goodbye and au revoir.
That was the trailer for the Diary of River Song Series 6. Sorry if there was a pause though, just the trailer ended a bit abruptly. So we start off with An Unearthly Woman, written by Matt Fitton, which is a story where River meets Ian Chesterton, now played by Jamie Glover, who I recognised when I heard the voice, plays Andrew Treneman in Waterloo Road. Then we have Gemma Powell, who plays Barbara Wright, and Claudia Grant, who now plays Susan. Obviously, all three of those being recast from the First Doctor Adventures pre the Stephen Noonan era, kind of with the David Bradley era, obviously carrying on in the First Doctor Bound. But yeah, kind of this was kind of what would happen if River met the First Doctor's companions, basically, which I really enjoyed. Then we have The Web of Time, written by John Dorney, which I don't remember much about, but kind of is River kind of dealing with a lot of things on her own, obviously a stark contrast to the previous story. Then we have Peep Show, written by Guy Adams, where we have River River kind of trying to tackle multiple things. Then we finish off the set with The Talents of Grail, written by Paul Morris. Now this is the story featuring Henry Gordon Jago reunited with River. So yeah, let's now move on to the Diary of River Song Series 7, which was released in January 2020 with the following synopsis. River Song finds many amusements away from the Doctor. Not least of them is solving impossible mysteries, cracking insoluble crimes. Sometimes she's Melody, sometimes she's River, but she'll always unravel the case. We start off with Colony of Strangers, written by James Goss. On the bleak Nordic colony of Bondar, bodies are washing up on the beach. The mayor and the police are mystified, but then a prime suspect turns up, a suspect who might be their best hope of solving the case. We then have Abbey of Heretics, written by Elizabeth Miles. Outside the walls of a remote 12th century abbey, England is at war. Inside, a strange sickness runs rife, and there are rumours of a devil in the woods. Death stalks the novices. When Sister Melody arrives in search of a book, she may be their only salvation. We then have Barrister to the Stars, written by James Kettle. River stands accused of murder. Her one hope is being allowed to choose the legal system under which she she'll be tried. Enter Roger Hodgkiss. Commonly barrister plucked from a 20th century English courtroom. He may be out of his depth, but he'll always stand up for the underdog. We then finish the set with a Carnival of Angels, written by Roy Gill. New York, 1930s. Melody Malone is new in town and her detective agency is called on to solve an impossible murder. River's investigation leads her to a curious carnival ride offering trips to either heaven or hell, but with angels in waiting, heaven may not be the best choice. This set was recorded on the 18th and 19th of July 2019, as well as the 12th and 14th of November 2019. And stars Alex Kingston as River Song. That's it. There's no Doctor or Master in this set, which is the first set to not fear a familiar face alongside River, kind of humanly anyway. So before I spoil the events of the Diary of River Song, Series 7, here's the trailer.
From Big Finish Productions, The Diary of River Song, Series 7.
It's the third body we found on your beach.
I should complain.
As you said,
It looks bad. You can tell me, what are you ill with? Did someone do this to you? You miss! Just... Hello? Her skin, what is that? It's shimmering.
I don't know. Oh, foolish girl. She must have already been feeling unwell.
Do you see the spectre of a brother monk, Sister Melody? All things considered, I prefer the vengeful ghosts to the enigmatic ones.
Unauthorized user detected. Decontamination activated.
No, don't you dare!
Now, it's absolutely vital that you tell me everything, while at the same time telling me nothing that I ought not to know.
May the day dawn bright and cheerfully.
Well, I certainly hope so.
How's that pesky murder of yours going?
Oh, time-consuming.
I have taken my place with my ancestors, all of the finest warriors of the Ferox race.
Bow down before my majesty, you abhorrent scum!
Run!
Professor Song, as your legal representative, I really cannot recommend you fleeing your trial.
This isn't fleeing, it's running away!
When Dean gets going, the results can be shocking.
I saw myself get murdered, kid. I watched myself die. You gotta believe me.
that's impossible.
Quick, look back! So close! Just a bit further! Run! I suspect some very old friends.
By old friends, you really mean deadly enemies?
Big Finish. We love stories.
I've got my eye on you, Angel, and by all that is sacred, I will stare you down.
That was the trailer for the Diary of River Song Series 7. As I mentioned before the trailer, this is the first set to not feature an incarnation of the Doctor, the Master, or one of the Doctor's companions. So it's a very different set. We start off with Colony of Strangers, written by James Goss, which is the most low stakes episode of the set, with kind of River kind of dealing with everything by herself. Then we have Abbey of Heretics, written by Elizabeth Miles, which is a story where River becomes a nun, basically, which is interesting. Then we have Barrister to the Stars, written by James Kettle, which is where River is basically put on trial for something, obviously. River is accused of murdering people and hurting people because she doesn't have the same moral compass that the incarnations of the Doctor do. And then we finish off the set with Carnival of Angels, written by Roy Gill, which kind of reunites River facing off against the Weeping Angels, obviously, and with Melody Malone during the kind of time period that the Angels take Manhattan. Is very interesting, obviously, following that kind of similarity is very interesting. But yeah, kind of again a really good set. So now on to the final release that I'm going to be talking about in this episode, and that being the Diary of River Song Series 8, which we had to wait another year for in January 2021. Now I do think this is more to do with COVID rather than kind of Big Finish going, we want there to be a year apart between releases again. But yeah, here's the synopsis. It's River and Robots. Professor River Song is an expert in many things, but her tech skills are tested in these encounters with robotic friends and foes. Over the course of 4 episodes, River will battle mechanoids in an ice world, meet K9 in a forever home, and help a treasured android friend discover her destiny in the stars. We start off with slight glimpses of tomorrow, written by James Goss. River feels responsible for synthetic person Rachel left alone on a dying world, so she shows her the history of another and teaches her the responsibilities of time travel. But can an android understand what it takes for a civilization to evolve? We then have A Brave New World, written by Tracy Ann Baines. Rachel has made a choice and joins a new society at the start of its journey, but she has not bargained for the worst instincts of humanity. After leaving her ward behind, can River make it back in time to save her? We then have A Forever Home, written by Alfie Shaughnessy, showrunner of the 11th Doctor Chronicles and the upcoming 12th Doctor Adventures. River finds herself caged and feeling under the weather. Luckily, her new owners are on hand to take care of her in her forever home. But which of River's keepers can she trust? Is Robot Cat FE all she seems to be? And is K9 still a girl's best friend? We then finish off the set with Queen of the Mechanoids, written by Jonathan Morris. Space security agents Anya Kingdom and Mark 7 answer a distress call and find River Song ruling a city of mechanoids, but another shock awaits beneath this planet's ice surface. The mechanoids have been upgraded and are about to be unleashed upon the galaxy. This set was recorded on the 26th of December 2019, as well as the 17th, 22nd and 31st of July 2020, and stars Alex Kingston as River Song, as well as John Leeson as K9 and Nicholas Briggs as the Mechanoids. Before I spoil the events of the Diary of River Song Series 8, here's the trailer.
From Big Finish Productions, The Diary of River Song, Series 8.
Why are we doing this? I thought you should learn about eternity.
Because I'll live forever.
Exactly.
It's you! It's been 5 years since last I saw you.
Yes. You've built your pyramid.
Absolutely.
Lock me in! I'll have your job for this.
You're welcome to it.
Do you know who I am?
Got to stop it.
No, you don't interfere.
But does it get better? It can't get worse than this, can it?
Let's go find out. Rachel, we have to go.
I'd like to stay and help the colonists. You, Rachel, would be more than welcome. How long is the journey?
It will take about 500 years.
This is the last time!
Alert. Electromagnetic interference detected in zoologicals.
Computer! I need an escape route! Now!
You need to come with me.
Why?
Because we have come to adopt you.
K9?
Because you're not allowed.
Oh, but that just makes it even more tempting.
There are rules, River. Danger detected.
Listen to your friend and shut up.
River!
This is a waste of time.
Let her speak.
Mayday! Mayday!
Tempting as it is to pretend we didn't hear it, protocol must be obeyed. A mission of mercy it is. City on stilts.
Given the unstable terrain, a sensible precaution.
It's fantastic, like a fairy tale palace.
120 mechanoids.
Take us to your leader.
Why, today arouse me from my sleep.
System reactivate.
You'll send us both over.
Big Finish. We love stories.
Who let the dogs out?
Do not move.
That was the trailer for the Diary of River Song Series 8. So let's start off with Slight Glimpses of Tomorrow, written by James Goss, which introduces kind of River's companion, Rachel, and kind of what would happen if River had a companion, number one, and number two, what would happen if this companion wanted to go travelling with River and be left, which kind of leads into A Brave New World, written by Tracy Ann Baines, which kind of follows on from a Slight Glimpses of Tomorrow, so kind of a two-parter there. Then we have, I think, kind of obviously kind of the only recognisable thing in the first half of those first two episodes being River, and then kind of in the second half kind of more recognisable. So we have A Forever Home, written by Alfie Shaw, which finds River reuniting with K9, who we believe, we heard it in the trailer, that River recognises K9, but not everything is as it seems. Kind of in this episode, K9 is evil, and Effie has to help River and try and convince K9 to stop. And then we finish off with Queen of the Mechanoids, written by Jonathan Morris, which kind of links in to the Dalek Universe series during The 10th Doctor Adventures, which was released during 2021. So yeah, this was released around, so this came out before then, and I think maybe that they did kind of push this book, so it kind of lined up more with the Dalek universe. But anyway, yeah, kind of the second half of the set, so Forever Home by Alfie Shaw and Queen of the Necronoids by John Tomanis kind of being my favourite episodes of the set. But that's it for this episode. We've still got a couple more episodes, a big River song focus, and then we've got River's appearances in other ranges, which I've talked about some, and there's a few more to come as well. But without further ado, let me know what you thought of the Diary of River Song Series 5 to Series 8 if you've listened to it, my recap if you didn't, and without further ado, I will see you in a future episode of the podcast. See you then. Goodbye.